Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the one, the only Mark Spencer. Back once again, everybody. I hope your day's gone good, and there's been some amazing news this past weekend in terms of March Madness. It's been great. Great news for the National Hockey League. It looks like I just learned this morning that actually learned last night. I was checking out the internet last night, and I checked that Quebec, the government of Quebec and the mayor have come to an agreement to fund a $400 million arena or NHL ready for 2015, for September of 2015. I think they start in September or November, and it will be completed by 2015, September 15th, 2015. Like, wow, 3 years to make an arena. But this is awesome. I mean, the people of Quebec haven't had a team since they left in 1995. Actually, 96. Or 1995, when they left Quebec to go to Colorado. Quebec Nordiques are one of the greatest teams in NHL history. I can remember the good old days. I used to watch the rivalries between Montreal and Quebec. You had the Stachny brothers, Patrick Roy. I mean, it was pretty fascinating, and there's a lot of things that have changed in the last 20 years and 18, 19 years since they last were in the league, the Quebec Nordiques, and man, they developed some of the greatest players to ever play the game, like Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg. I can go on and on. Adam Denmarsh, Adam Foote. Owen Nolan was drafted by them in 1990. I remember that great 1990 draft. Jaromir Jagr, Peter Nedved, Martin Brodeur. And who was the best of the bunch? Brodeur and Jagr. Come on, those two were the best. The rest had decent careers. Some are still playing. I think even Keith Primo was in that draft. So, no. Oh, and the concussion that Daniel Sedin got from Duncan Keith, that was a bad hit, but I saw what happened earlier in the game, and something was gonna happen between these two great rivals, and it's unfortunate that Daniel got a serious head injury out of it, but that's what happens. Hockey is a physical sport, and it's an emotional sport. When these guys play at the type of level they all play at, it's no surprise when you see these things happen. I mean, it doesn't matter if you play a perimeter game. It doesn't matter if you try to stay away from the hits and stuff. Once you get a concussion, it just somehow you get a concussion. It doesn't matter how it looks, how it goes, it just comes to you. It sucks, man. But that's life. It's like football, baseball, doesn't matter what sport, even soccer. Basketball, they're getting concussions off. But they play through it. That's the only way you can become symptom free. And I feel that the teams nowadays, they have good team doctors. They diagnose them much better than they used to back in the early days when concussions were like an epidemic. Players would get them. They wouldn't say nothing. They had a concussion because they wanted to play. They wanted to help their team win. Could have been a contract year. If they said they have a concussion, they couldn't say nothing to nobody. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just glad that players nowadays admit that they have concussions. It's important to know because concussions is serious business. The headaches are one thing, and playing through it is hard, but you got to. It's the only way you overcome the fear, the dizziness, to get confidence to go out there and maybe take another hit and be able to absorb it. That's what it is. You got to take some time away, take a week or two, let it clear. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 3 months. But some players just love to play the game so much that they don't care if they have 4 or 5 concussions. They just want to play the game. Look at guys like Jeremy Roenick. That guy had 6 concussions. Lindros had 7. I think it was about 7 concussions. Correa had 2 concussions. I mean, the concussions is an epidemic. I mean, players are getting. Crosby's had 2 concussions. Or 1, whatever, 2. I think he's had 2. And when he got hit twice, I think it was 2 concussions he got. And plus the second time he went down, I think it was a neck problem. But it was another jobble of the brain. So, these concussions are serious. And I think the cure for this, make bigger helmets. Put more padding in the helmets. And then when these players hit the ice, or take an elbow to the head, it won't hurt as much. And maybe make the elbow pads much softer. So when they get hit in the head with that elbow, it'll just be like a punching bag. You don't really feel the pain. So the most important thing is try to play safe. And that's the most important thing, folks. Playing safe is the way to go in the National Hockey League. Well, on the boxing note, I'm very sad to know last night that the late, great boxing commentator, the great writer and great analyst in the history of the boxing for the last 50 years, Bert Sugar, has died of cardiac arrest yesterday. I learned this last night on ESPN, that he passed away. He was battling lung cancer, is what I hear. It's very sad, Bert Sugar, man. This guy is one of the, between him and Muhammad Ali's old trainer, who would have thought in a wildest dream that both these guys would die in the same year? Yeah. Is that amazing? It's just like Whitney Houston, Don Cornelius, all these people have died in the same year. I never saw that coming. Never mind Amy Winehouse. It just sounds weird, eh? But it's real. But the one thing you gotta remember about all these people that have died this year, they brought so much to their families, they brought so much to the people they cared about, and to the world they loved. They loved to entertain. They put their heart and soul to giving you folks around the world, at home, put a smile on your face, make you happy, cheer you up. These were great people. They're all heroes in my book. They're trendsetters in music, trendsetters in entertainment, trendsetters in boxing, sports, you name it. These are people who have changed the world in the 20th century and even in the new 21st century. The 21st century is a different climate, folks. It's kind of like in with the new, out with the old. I have a feeling in the future, that's just the way it's going to be going. In with the new, out with the old. And it's too bad, because these people are so important to mankind's development and so important to entertainment. These people are our heroes, our idols. But these people enjoyed life to the fullest. You got to remember all these great people, man. They enjoyed life to the fullest, just like I do, every single day. Live it like it's your last. That's what I got to say. My name is Mark Spencer for This Week in Sports. Oh, one more thing. I just want to say congrats to Kansas University, Kentucky University, Louisville, and Ohio State. These are the final four teams in March Madness. My pick to win the whole thing is Kansas. I have a feeling that Bill Self, by changing up what he changed up yesterday in the game against the North Carolina Tar Heels, he has plans to upset the Ohio State Buckeyes. And when they beat the Ohio State Buckeyes Saturday coming up, they will defeat either Kentucky or Louisville in the final next Sunday. And between Louisville and Kentucky, it's the first time in 50 years these two schools have played each other in a game like this in years. The rivalry between Kentucky and Louisville is unbelievable. The fans of all ages, they take this stuff pretty seriously. I was just listening on the radio, and they take this stuff really seriously. It's like the Red Sox and Yankees, Glasgow Celtic and Glasgow Rangers. Actually, I saw some highlights of the Old Firm Derby this weekend, and wow, Glasgow Rangers, you see the fans, the manager, all jumping up all over the place when they won a big game over Celtic, their longtime rivals. There's no doubt that rivalries in any sport are always awesome. Oh, on the Tim Tebow deal, pretty good deal for the Jets. I really felt he should have went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I predict that Tim Tebow's reign with the Jets will only last the preseason. I feel he'll get released come preseason, when preseason's over. I don't think he'll make the team. On the Peyton Manning front with the Broncos, I think it's going to be perfect. I think Peyton Manning's it's going to be tough the first couple games for Peyton Manning in the new season, but I feel long term, I think this is an awesome move for the Denver Broncos and for the fans of Mile High. I know they're sad to see their Tebow mania leave, but Tim Tebow's going to the big lights in New York City. Hopefully it works out. Mark Sanchez, he better step it up. If he doesn't, Tim Tebow is taking over your network. So as far as I'm concerned, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the future. This is Mark Spencer for This Week in the World of Sports from March 26, 2012. We'll see you in the